Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I have been really missing my colored pencils lately, so I thought that we would do a little botanical coloring. So this is one of a set, one of a pair. This is the other one that you get with this. So it's a set of two in my Etsy shop, and they are original drawings done with pen and ink, and they're perfect for either coloring or printing in black and white and using in art journal pages, for card making, digi stamps, I guess is what they call them for card making. So they're up in my Etsy shop, and there is there's some sunflowers, and there's pairs of lots of other flowers there as well. So in that you get a full size 8.5 by 11 of each image, and then you get a set where there's two images on one piece of paper so that they're a little bit smaller. But you can resize them however you want to fit your needs. And so that's these. But I thought that this would be really fun to do as a coloring. So I printed mine a little bit smaller than the full size 8.5 by 11. And then I cut the paper down to be an 8 by 10 because I wanted to leave a little bit of room for a watercolor wash background on this. So that is where we are at. We're going to use Prismacolors today because they're my old faithfuls, and it's been a while since I broke out my color pencils. So I always go back to what I'm the most familiar and comfortable with when I've been away for a medium for a while. Sorry, excuse me, I had to get a little drink. Okay, before I continue, please give this video a like. I don't know if everybody realizes how super important those likes and those comments are to the success of the channel. And just like Facebook algorithms, YouTube has their own algorithms. And if a video doesn't get very many likes, then that video doesn't get seen, even by people who follow. It's really stupid. So anyway. All right, so I have pulled out the colors that I think I'm going to use, and we're just going to get started. I'm feeling like I want to start on the leaves and such, so that's what I'm going to do. So I think we're going to start with apple green, PC 912, and I also have some other stuff here. I have gray green light, which is 289. And I have Chartreuse, which is 989. We're going to start there, I think. And I'm going to start with the stem for whatever reason I feel like I want to. This paper is the back side of, this is apple green. This paper is the back side of the Grumbacher 140-pound cold pressed watercolor paper. And I have not used colored pencils on it before, so we're going to see what happens. But I wanted to use a watercolor paper because I wanted to be able to do a watercolor wash. If your printer does not take really heavy paper, then just use a whatever white paper you desire, and maybe use gelatos for your background if you can't or don't want to do watercolor. By the way, the reference photo for this, oh, and I also have some olive green, which is PC 911. The reference photo for this came from Pixabay, so that will be linked in the description box down below the video. And that might help. That might help a lot of you. I know I like having a reference photo. Doesn't mean I have to copy it exactly if I don't want to, but it gives me a good jumping off point, a good place of, I don't know, confidence, I guess. Let's throw a little bit of Chartreuse in here. You know me, I love me some Chartreuse. It like puts this really beautiful glow on greens. I just love it. All right, I'm gonna take this gray-green light and kind of blend. All right, let's not forget the bottom of the stem. Kind of like an ear, I just forget. So this is the apple green. We'll do a little bit of gray-green light, a little bit of Chartreuse, and a little bit of olive green. I think that these black and white images be so pretty for a card. Yeah, I just think they would be really pretty for cards and things like that. So, yeah, I might do that. I might make a card. Okay, I am debating on some stuff here. Just give me a sec while I kind of, let's go ahead and do, I don't know what I want to do yet. Yeah, well, no, I want to do that all together. Let's go ahead and keep going with the leaf. So I'm going to put a little bit of gray-green light on here, and maybe even go ahead and put that on this center vein. And then some apple green. So far, this paper is working really well. The back side of that Grumbacher paper, did I lose that train of thought? Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, so this Grumbacher paper, let's talk about this for a minute. Watercolor paper, 140 pound, 300 GSM. It is not cotton paper. It is a cellulose paper, kind of like, you know, Canson XL watercolor paper and stuff like that. However, I tried that Canson paper, and I used that Canson paper for a while until I discovered cotton paper, and it was like, oh my God, I'm never using cellulose paper ever again when I was doing watercolors. And then I was at Walmart, Okay, hold that thought for a second. I'm going to pull out some black cherry. Okay, so then I was at Walmart, and they had a pack of this Grumbacher watercolor paper. And it was something like $8.58 for 30 sheets. And I thought, holy cow, I'm just going to get this pad of paper for, you know, playing around with, because the price was too good for me to pass up. And when I tried it, I was so incredibly impressed with the quality of the paper, with the way that the watercolors took to the paper, with it being a cellulose paper. It was wonderful. So this is olive green. So if you don't want to spend the money on really expensive cotton paper, I would suggest that you try this Grumbacher watercolor paper. I can't believe how much cheaper it is at Walmart, even on walmart.com, than it is anywhere else. Dick Blick carries it even, and it's almost twice as much money at Dick Blick. So they do carry it on Amazon, just not in this size and just not as cheap. So, okay, so that being said, again, I can't remember where I left off on that little conversation that I was having. That being said, this is the back side of the paper, which is much smoother. This is my Caran d'Ache full blender. Much smoother than the front side. So I use the front side for watercolors. But this back side seems to be working very, very well for where was I going with this? Very, very well for color pencil. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm looking to see if I grabbed the wrong color, a color that I didn't want. And did I? No, I think I grabbed the right one. Sorry, hang on. Bear with me. Black cherry. Yeah, okay. That's fine. It's a little redder than I wanted. Maybe I should have used black raspberry. Let me just put some of this on here and see. No, it's fine. It's fine. Just gonna blend it in, dirty it up a little bit. Red and green are opposite colors on the color wheel. Or maybe not opposite, but yeah, kind of opposite. So when you mix them, it tones them down. It kind of grays them out. So if you ever have a color, if you put it on there and you're just like, well, that's just way too bright, you can always tone it down a little bit by adding its complementary color. Okay, I'm going to take that black cherry or black raspberry. I'm going to switch to black raspberry. Okay, so I'm going to take black raspberry. I'm going to put that on these tips here. And maybe a little bit on the outer edges too. I feel like saying, hello, colored pencils, my old friend. Okay, let's see. This is the gray green light. Oh, I like how that's kind of smudging and blending that black raspberry. Oh yeah, very good. Okay, let's do this leaf. We want some of that black raspberry, and I think I'm going to do it first. I'm really liking this paper. Really liking this paper a lot. Okay, just a little bit in here. All right, let's do some gray-green light. Do some in here. And maybe just a light little bit here. All right, let's do apple green. Blend it all in with that black raspberry. So don't forget that the reference photo is not going to look exactly the same as my drawing, because this was just a completely freehand drawing, and I used it for reference, but not, I didn't copy it exactly. Okay. Olive green. Great green light. Just curious. I always wonder how well different papers will take, you know, light over dark. It's not too bad. Okay. Let's do this one. So a little bit of gray, green light down the center. All right, we'll start with this one, I think, with the Chartreuse. Not putting very much pressure on this at all, just kind of glazing the color on a little bit just to get it going here. And then we'll switch to apple green. I'm going to switch back to Chartreuse. And black raspberry. I'm going to use a very, very light touch. I just want a light layer of it on here, and then I'm going to blend it all in. So I'm barely touching the paper because the color is such a dark color. It really goes on there very well without pressing. And I'm going to use gray-green light to blend it. We might have to go back over it again with something. All right, I don't think I want to blend it down here or here. I do want to do it here. All right, and then I'm going to add let's try Chartreuse. Oh, let's try apple green. It's going to be time to bring in the olive green here soon. Okay, olive green. So in the reference photo, this green has what looks to me like kind of a bluish cast, this darker green. I like the way the colors look here, but I am curious to see what would happen if I added a little bit of something. But what something, I don't know. I don't want to make it blue. Okay, this is going to be a total experiment, so don't do this. Don't do this yet. I'm going to take this Cobalt Turquoise, which I know is really not the color that we're seeing, but I'm just going to glaze a tiny little bit in here. It's kind of nice to have an interesting color get thrown in the mix. I think it makes the picture look more interesting. Couldn't think of a different word. I like it. All right, we're going to throw some of this in here. I do like it. Don't go crazy. I don't want, we don't want blue leaves. And I am going to blend this all out a little bit. So I'm going to stop there. I don't want to get too carried away. I'm going to add some more of this olive green in here before I blend. All right, let's do a little bit of blending. First, before I blend with the blender, I'm going to try with this gray-green light. It definitely lightens up the colors and kind of smushes them all together. It almost makes it too light though, so let's break out the full blender. I'm gonna have to come in and darken up some stuff here for sure. Oh yeah, I have to do some dark. Do I want to do, I don't know, we might just need to do some black. So let me do some experimenting here. Yeah, I like it. One of the things that I love about doing the pen and ink is how dark, how contrasty it is. You know, your darks are super dark, and then you've got your it's pretty much just black and white, but it's like, there's something about that really dark black that I really like. Not sure if I like what I did here, so. I'm going to, this will be a good test to see how many layers this particular paper can take. Here's some more of this olive green. Which is good, I'm glad I did that. Okay, so I'm curious about something where this is, experiment time. So I have somewhere my slice tool. And I want to see if it will work on this paper. Look at that. Yay, love it. It kind of like put some nice texture in there, didn't it? I'm not sure if this over here is dark enough to make this work, so just gonna add a little bit more of the olive green in here. All right, let's see what it does over here. Love it. Okay. I like the texture that made a lot. I'm not sure how much I love the blue anymore though. Yeah, I'll probably, it'll grow on me maybe. Maybe I need to put some somewhere else. Maybe that's the problem. Let's put a little bit of this Cobalt Turquoise. Ooh, careful. Jeez. Right there. Okay, I'm really impressed with how things are blending out on this paper. I love that the slice tool is working really well here. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of black. Just a little bit. Oh, I don't know if I did the right thing there. Okay, wrong eraser. I'm gonna break out my electric eraser here, which I love so very much. All right, let's see if I want to go straight on a little bit here. I just felt like it was just too much. I know in the I mean, when I kind of look at the reference photo and I feel like, oh yeah, that's close. But just for me, it was like, no, don't like it. But if you like it, leave it. I think I'm gonna do some olive green. It was just too much for me. And did I seriously just put that away? I did. I think I want some more. just don't like it. Okay, we'll do which green do I want to use? This is the apple green. This will be a good test to see if the paper takes color after being erased. And it does. All right, well, it didn't turn out exactly the way I would have maybe hoped that it would have, but it doesn't suck, I guess. This is my white. Ooh, don't press so hard. Okay, I'm sorry that it's taking so long. This leaf shouldn't have taken this long, but sometimes that's what happens when you experiment to see if you like something. But if you don't experiment, oh, that's getting better. If you don't experiment, then you don't know. And you might miss out on something that would have been completely fabulous if you don't try. So, okay, that's better. I feel better about that. All right, we can move on. Yay. Okay. I'm going to pull out my black raspberry. I'm going to put some of this just on these tips. I do like it, so even though maybe you don't see it on all the tips in the reference, I think I might do most of them with this. All right, I'm gonna start. I'm going to do apple green on this very darkest one. And some olive green too. Okay, and this one we'll do apple green. I want to kind of leave a little bit of a highlight there. Maybe we'll do some of this gray-green light. and some olive green. Let's go a little bit darker. Okay, do the dark in here. Olive green, sorry, no. And I actually think I want some black in here too. Okay. Apple green. First one was olive green. Let's do gray green light. Olive green. I'm very excited. I have a new pencil sharpener coming that I'm going to do a review on. I had the company reach out to me and ask me if I would try it and review it, and it's actually, that was an easy yes because it's a company that I have used their products for a long time and I love them, so I'm very excited to try this new one. So as soon as that gets here, I will do a review on it. This is black, sorry, black. And actually, I think I might do just a little bit more black in here. I just got an idea and I want to see if it works. Right there, it's really subtle, but I might try and see if I can't. Yeah, it may not be dark enough. We'll see. We'll see it near. We'll get closer to the end and maybe break that out and do that. Okay, so this one's very light out here. Kind of light on the outer edges. And then we'll go ahead and do we'll go straight for the olive green. And then I'll do apple green. And I'm going to do black. Okay. Let's do some gray-green light up here. A little bit here. Apple green. Olive green. I'm just curious if I do white instead. Does that make any difference? Not really. Let's do a little bit of chartreuse. Love it. Okay. Let's do chartreuse. A little bit of gray-green light and olive green. And I think I want some raspberry on the tip. Something about that I really like. All right, let's do chartreuse again. Chartreuse and the raspberry mix together to make a really beautiful combo to me for some reason. Olive green. Think, even though it's not, I'm going to make this real, it's not on the reference, I'm going to make that real dark right there. Okay. Let's do gray-green light. Apple green. Olive green. Chartreuse. And I think a little bit more apple green. Gray green light. That's good. Black cherry, no. Raspberry. Blend with Chartreuse. All right, I want to do this one. Let's start with olive green. Some olive green. Okay, let's do gray green light. Apple green. More olive green. Chartreuse. I'm going to do olive green right here, I guess. Let's try gray green light. Oh. No. White. Should have left that highlighted. It's okay. That's not bad. I have a little bit of 10% French gray right here. I want to try this. Probably could have used the gray-green light. Well, I don't think it would have made a difference. Okay. Let's do some gray-green light right here. Olive green. Let's do some apple green. Chartreuse. And again, even though the reference is a little bit different, I'm going to darken this in here. makes me happy. All right, God, we're almost at an hour. Okay, I think we'll maybe split this. Because you guys know I don't know how to do short videos. But I think we'll do the leaves. I think the petals will go, well, I'm guessing, I could be wrong. I think the petals will go faster. But maybe not. Okay. Let's do some olive green. And some chartreuse. Some black. Gray green light. Apple green. Olive green. The fun thing about doing flowers is there's no mistakes. Not really. I mean, it's a little different than doing a human face, where if you make a mistake on the human face, it's so obvious that it's something, you know, is not exactly right. Now mind you, again, this is only if you're going for realism. But when you're working on flowers and leaves and that kind of thing, there's so many infinite possibilities, colors, you know, the way that it can be, the way that it can look, that if it's not exact, it doesn't matter. Nobody will know. Nobody will be able to tell. It's just going to be pretty because it's a flower. How could it not be pretty? So it gives you a little bit more freedom, I don't know, a little bit less stress to just have fun and do it. Okay, I know I'm getting off track here for a second, but this is bugging me. Because it really should have been more gray or white, you know, not white, but it should have not been as green as it was. So I just want to that's better. I gotta say, this paper's pretty good for letting me put some lighter colors on here on top of the other colored pencil. Yeah, look at that. That worked very well. Okay. couple more. Let's do. Sorry, that's just the way I work. I know it's kind of all over the place, but if I see something while I'm working, if I don't fix it right then and there, I might forget about it, and then that would be bothersome. Because I gotta fix it right then. Okay, let's do some Chartreuse. And maybe a little gray-green light. And some more gray-green light. Some apple green. Some Chartreuse. Some more gray-green light. Olive green. There we go. And blend that a little bit. Okay, this one, I want to do something with this one. What do I want to do? I think I want to darken that. Okay, let's I'm debating on what to do with this curved petal that I did, and I'm almost thinking I might want to treat it as a green, whatever that is. There's a name for those, so I can't think of what it is. So I think what I'm going to try is take my pencil out. If I did that, like it kind of was curled under but then flipped out again, I think I'm going to do that. So gray-green light I'm going to put here. I'm going to do olive green in here. Blend that up. Olive green in here. I'll do some Chartreuse. And some black raspberry. Okay, just gonna do a little bit of apple green right there. And let's start with trying. No, that's, well, it kind of works on top of, oh, That's not too shabby, although they're a little bit long. It's funny how they're showing up in some areas, but not in others. If you put these hairs on here, be really careful not to do straight lines. You want them to go off in all different directions. Now in here, it's just not showing up. And I don't know if this will work or not. It really works best if the colors that you have on the paper are really dark. It doesn't work as well when they're like mid-tone or not super dark, because then there's not enough contrast, I guess. So I want to darken this. Oops. Okay, well, something's going on there, which is just preventing this from sharpening the way I want. There we go, that's better. All right, I want to put a little bit of something here. It's all that reddish color in the reference photo, but I think I'm going to put a little bit of Chartreuse there. And Lou, where are you? We're going to do a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to take my black. Don't you hate it when stuff is like you can't find it and you know that you just had it and it's right there in front of your eyes and you don't even see it? So I'm just pulling out a few highlights. areas that maybe I wish I would have left alone, or like I said, this worked really well to get some kind of nice texture in the leaf. Still not really happy with how this leaf came out. But I don't know what to do to fix it. I wish I would have left the blue off. I just don't know how to make it better. This is olive green. I'm pressing too hard. I'm getting crumbly, and then I'm getting crumbly marks all over my paper. So I'm going to make sure my eraser is nice and clean before I start. Don't ever use an eraser before you've checked to make sure that it's clean. Don't make the same mistakes I made. All right, this is my raspberry, black raspberry. Just gonna put a little bit on the tips here. That helped. Now, I don't like this color that this happened when I blended it with that gray-green light. So I'm gonna see if I can tone this color down a little bit. Do something with this. I don't like it. See how adding the green to it, it just kind of like, I don't want to say grays out the color, but it kind of grays out the color a little bit. It really desaturates it. That's a better word. That's better. That's better. Okay, I feel better about that now. The blue is a little much less obvious now. All right, are we, yeah, I think we're done for the greenery. And then we'll do, on the next video, we'll do the petals. We'll do the petals and the bee and the background. So that's it. I'm really happy how it looks now. I feel much better. The only thing that I might do, maybe, let me just do a really quick little check here. Just gonna add this tiny little bit of black right there. Yay, better. Okay, I like that. All right, Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you stuck with me till the end, again, please, please, please give me a little thumbs up like for the video. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Love to you all. Bye.